So most smart glasses being sold these days all feature cameras, and have started to spark a huge debate on whether this is the way forward. What's interesting is that a few companies have decided to go in the opposite direction. MemoMind is one of those glasses that have no cameras whatsoever, and are mainly driven by audio and heads-up displays that can translate conversations in real time, act as a teleprompter during presentations, show directions while on the move, and has an AI that remembers your conversations. Before we dive deeper down this rabbit hole, I do want you to know that this video is sponsored by MemoMind. They approached me about comparing their wearables to the Ray-Ban Meta glasses and said they wanted to hear my honest thoughts. If that wasn't the case, I would have not even uploaded this video to begin with. So why don't we kick things off with the fit and style? For this comparison, I'm using the MemoMind One Nomads alongside the Meta Ray-Ban Wayfarers. Now I know some of you are going to say, but Nathie, why don't you grab your displays instead? The reason why I chose these is because they are in the same price range, while the displays are in a league of their own. But stay tuned, I might do a video between the MemoMinds and the displays in the near future. Anyways, the Ray-Bans go for a classic look that works with just about any outfit, but do tend to give away they are smart glasses due to the front camera. The MemoMinds opt for slimmer, rounder frames with a more minimalistic design that, in my opinion, doesn't go with as many styles, but thanks to having no camera, look more like normal reading glasses. Memo is slightly lighter at around 46.6 grams compared to Meta's roughly 49 grams. In practice though, you're unlikely to notice much of a difference. Based on my face shape, I find both comfy enough to wear for extended periods. One thing that could make all the difference are the nose pads. The Memos come with adjustable nose pads that you can bend to better fit your face, while the Ray-Bans use fixed nose rests, so you don't have the same flexibility to fine-tune the fit if you need it. Meta does have the advantage when it comes to the amount of styles and lens options. You can choose from a variety of colors, including transition lenses that automatically darken outdoors. Since Memo projects information onto the lenses, it sticks with clear ones, although it does include magnetic clip-on sunglasses as an alternative. Memo currently offers only 3 frame styles, which is a bit disappointing. Price-wise, they're actually closer than you might expect. The MemoMind One starts at $399 during its launch campaign, while the standard Ray-Ban Meta Wayfarers start at $379 in US dollars. Now where these glasses really begin to separate themselves is the displays, or in Meta's case, the lack of one. Memo features heads-up displays built into the lenses, making many of its features visually viewable. While some clearly benefit from the displays, others don't really need it and could have just as easily been audio cues. I think the biggest ones here are being able to see live translations on screen, giving presentations by reading along, see a map of where you're going, and captions on what's being said for those who need it. You control the Nomads with your voice or the single button on top, but in my opinion it's not as easy to use versus a touchpad. What is nice about having screens is that you don't always have to reach for your phone, and because the information is only visible to you, it stays private. What doesn't is that at certain angles you do see a faint green glow that can sometimes be seen from the outside, giving away you got wearable tech. On Ray-Ban's side, that's not really a problem, as everything is delivered through audio. Whether you're asking Meta AI a question, listening to a message, taking a phone call, translating a language, or want to know what song is playing, the information is spoken back to you through its built-in speakers, meaning there's nothing in your field of view competing for your attention. An added bonus is the touchpad on the side, letting you skip tracks or turn up the volume. While most of its features can be done through audio, things like a teleprompter can simply not be done without a display. What some might consider a bigger disadvantage is that you will need to use your voice more to get the info you need, which isn't always ideal depending on where you are or who's around. And since there are no displays, you tend to grab your phone more often. Another major difference is the camera, or rather whether you want one at all. Memo intentionally doesn't include a camera as it's mainly designed to listen to your conversations throughout the day and help remember things, which we'll talk more about soon. What it comes down to is that you can't capture photos or videos from your perspective or give someone a call to share your live view. The trade-off is that the AI has no visual context. If you ask it about something in front of you, you'll first have to describe what you're looking at. It also means these glasses aren't really designed with people who have visual impairments in mind. On the other hand, people with hearing impairments may actually benefit from a built-in display, as it can show things like captions and live translations. Surprisingly, battery-wise, featuring no cameras but displays makes them much more efficient, lasting me about 15 hours on a single charge. Downside is that Memo's glasses can't be powered down completely and that you have to charge them on a budget. It does not have a dedicated charging case, but needs to be hooked up to a cable near a power outlet or battery pack. The Ray-Bans take the opposite approach. Saying they were designed with a camera in mind is an understatement. It's the one thing that almost all the features are tied into. If you like to capture memories on your own or together with friends and family, these are fantastic. Plus, being able to live stream is great when you don't want to hold your phone to show your mom you're eating healthy. Sorry, Mom. On top of that, it unlocks visual AI features. Your voice assistant can answer questions about what you're seeing, translate text, and even connect with the Be My Eye service, which many people with visual impairments rely on for assistance. It lets you speak to a person and have them describe what's in front of you in real time. The flip side is that the Ray-Ban Meta experience is heavily audio-driven, so besides its feature that amplifies the voice of the person you're speaking to, they aren't really designed for people who have hearing impairments. In terms of battery, I usually clock around 8 hours, but highly depends on how much you record. What's super convenient is its charging case that lets you juice it up on the go and offering 48 hours of additional battery life. Beyond accessibility, privacy is another area where these glasses take very different approaches. The Ray-Bans raise obvious concerns because of its camera. Even with the recording LED, it's not always obvious to others when the glasses are recording, and there are already places where they are banned. Memo dodges those camera concerns entirely, but privacy isn't just about cameras. Both pairs still rely on microphones for voice commands and AI features. So if audio privacy is important to you, that's something to consider regardless of which pair you choose. Memo does light up when it's listening, but because the indicator is on the side of the temple, it's even easier to miss than the recording LED on the front of the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. That said, the audio experience is another area where these glasses really stand apart. Memo speakers seem to be designed primarily for interacting with your AI assistant rather than for media consumption, because when you listen to music and make calls, during my testings the audio sounded quite bad and lacked serious bass. The Ray-Bans put much more emphasis on audio quality. Music sounds much nicer, the speakers get louder, and phone calls are noticeably clearer thanks to the better microphones. Anyways, where Meta sees their AI as one of the many features their glasses have, Memo puts their voice assistant on number one. Unlike most AI on smart glasses, Memo doesn't spend its time waiting for your next command. With contextual memory enabled, it's continuously building context throughout your day, and after a while starts feeling less like a chatbot and more like a personal assistant that actually remembers previous conversations. For example, during my testing, I casually mentioned wanting to visit Tokyo Disney, and before I knew it, Memo had already created a travel plan with suggested dates, estimated costs, and even saved it under my personal wishes. Although there is one small issue. Since Memo mainly understands what it hears, it has no visual context and can miss anything that isn't spoken out loud. I also noticed it occasionally mixed up my voice with someone else's, creating memories that weren't actually mine. And if you want a full contextual memory experience, you do need to pay for Memo Plus's subscription. On the other side of the smart glasses realm, we got Meta AI. Rather than continuously building a memory of your day, it waits for you to ask for help. Whether that's sending a message, making a phone call, playing music, or having a question. It behaves much more like a traditional voice assistant that's always ready for your next command. Because Meta AI also has access to a camera, it can understand both what you're asking and what you're looking at, making it much more capable in real-time situations where visual context matters. Just like Memo, you do need a subscription if you want to go beyond its basic features. How each assistant works also influences its approach to, yes again, privacy. Since Meta AI waits for you to interact with it, it primarily processes audio after you intentionally use the assistant, while also providing voice and privacy controls through the Meta AI app. Memo, on the other hand, is designed to build context throughout your day, so it seems to give you much more control over when contextual memory is active. You can schedule no record hours or filter out sensitive topics. So to wrap this video up, I think it's pretty clear now what these glasses are trying to achieve, and they seem to also cater to different types of consumers. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these glasses, and yeah, if you're interested in either the MemoMinds or the Ray-Bans, you can find links in the description below. Until next time, and bye bye for now. See you in the future.